Hey everyone, what is going on? And we're doing another Road to Rank series in the Premier Cup, and I am currently using Magnezone, Metagross, and Togekiss, so double steal. Guys, I absolutely love Magnezone. I don't know if I love it as the lead, or if I love it in the back more, but I absolutely love it. Okay, so we're going up against Dragonite. So this is how I like to play a Dragonite matchup. I like to charge up to enough for 2 Wild Charge, generally speaking, right? That's what generally Magnezone does. Gonna be hit with a Charge Attack, I will shield it. It is an Outrage, though if it wasn't enough for like an Outrage or a Hurricane, like if it was only for a Dragon Claw, I probably wouldn't have shielded it, but I was afraid it could have been a more powerful move, so I do go for the Wild Charge. I'm going to go ahead and go for another Wild Charge because he shielded that, and I'm not expecting 2 shields, and he does not use another shield, so that's good for us. So he does get to a Charge move. I can safely block this, and my goal at this point is to just farm down the Dragonite. And let's see if I'm able to do so. Yes, he cannot get to another Dragon Claw, so that's definitely good for us. Now, I immediately click on my Charge Attack, my Wild Charge, and this Wild Charge is going to connect, and that actually does a lot. He does farm me down, gets a little bit of energy, but that's okay. But, you know, we don't have a super great answer to that Metagross. So I do bring in my, not to that Magnezone, excuse me. So I do bring in my Metagross, and I definitely don't want to bring in Togekiss, so Wild Charge is going to be doing a lot of damage, but we are able to get to a Medium Mash. I guess he wasn't at back-to-back Wild Charge attacks, and he will shield that one up, okay. So I'm expecting another one coming out, but he actually pulls the switch, so I'm going to switch immediately into my Togekiss without throwing my energy. I feel like he could have had that game if he stayed in. Maybe he thought I was close to another Medium Mash. I thought he was going to be able to knock me out first. Maybe I'm wrong. But, so he switches, and then I switch immediately. But, so I do feint him down, that's good. And I do have enough for a Flamethrower. Unfortunately, he does have that charge move. He should have thrown this charge move at my, Metagross. However, if he did that, maybe I could have farmed down his Magnezone with Togekiss before he was able to get to another Wild Charge. I'm not sure about that. Either way, he does go ahead and get to a Charge Attack. And get this, guys, it's actually only a Mirror Shot. He does not have enough. He does not have enough for Wild Charge, and we actually win that. I thought I was going to lose, but we actually pull it off. Oh, that happened again. That's been happening quite a bit to me. Does it happen to you guys? I forgot to edit it out. My apologies. But yeah, usually after I win or lose, the screen just freezes and I have to reset. I know it's definitely happened before, but it's been happening quite a lot more to me. I'm not really sure why, but either way, it's not a big deal. I think it happened a couple times in this video. So anyway, we do go ahead and win that super close game. But yeah, I feel like he should have thrown the Wild Charge at my Pokemon, you know, at my Metagross to knock out my Metagross, right? That's what I feel like he should have done. And then Togekiss could have come in. He probably couldn't have gotten to another Wild Charge before I farmed him down, though, so it's kind of iffy. I may still have won that anyway, so maybe he played the best that he could have. I could be wrong. But either way, jumping into the next match, however, we air it out. I'm like, oh no, it's one of these days. So we jump into another game, and we do find an opponent, and this one does not air it out. Danger Unicorn. So I'm leading with my Magnezone versus Metagross, so this is definitely a favorable matchup for Metagross. Now, you know, I'm obviously going to charge up to 2 Wild Charges. He's going to get to a charge move first. Now, you always want to shield this. It could be a bait, it could be Medium Mash, but you don't want to risk it. If it's Earthquake, it's absolutely going to knock out Magnezone, and even if it is a bait, Magnezone still wins the matchup, so there's no reason not to shield it. Obviously, if you shield the Earthquake, it's a little bit better, but going to go ahead and go back-to-back Wild Charge attacks. It does knock out that Metagross, so that's good for us. We win the lead, plus we have a lot of energy. I could switch to reset my debuffs, but I decided not to because I don't want to give him switch advantage at that point. So I'm just going to go for a Wild Charge, which will do a lot of damage or knock him out. Now, you know, maybe I would switch depending on what the Pokemon is, but because it's Dragonite, I know I have a Togekiss in the back, so I have a really solid, hard answer to Dragonite, so there's really no reason for me to switch out of that matchup. I was expecting him to switch, but it looks like he's not going to, and he does switch now, and I was about to switch into my Metagross, and then I saw it was a Gyarados, and I'm like, you know what, this is actually a good matchup for us too, so I'm just going to stick around. It is a Waterfall variant, so it's not as good, you know, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and charge this one up. I do want to get that Gyarados low. I wasn't expecting to win this matchup. I was hoping to get to Ancient Power. We actually do get to it. I wasn't thinking I would, but we do get to it, and this I believe is enough to knock out the Gyarados, definitely. And in comes a Dragonite with a charge attack. Now, Dragon Claw is not going to be enough to knock us out. It is a Dragon Claw, and we actually feint that Dragonite, and we're actually able to win that without even bringing in Metagross. So that was really cool. So again, as you can see, my game froze, so I have to reload yet again. But that is okay. That is okay. I don't really know why that's been happening. I don't know why it happens. I guess it's just another glitch. Hopefully Niantic looks into that and hopefully they fix it. But I guess it's not the end of the world. I mean, lagging in the game is obviously a lot worse. So we'll take it. We'll take it. So we're just going to get back into this game in just a moment. Yeah, continue to let me know what team you're using and what Pokemon you're having success with in the Premier Cup, or are you playing the Master League? Which one do you prefer? But either way, jumping into the next game, my next opponent, and Zyro, so we'll see what Zyro has for us. So it's going to be my Magnezone versus Machamp. So this is not a good matchup for us. So I'm like, okay, that's doing a lot of damage. We're going to bail. I don't want to bail into Togekiss. Like, obviously, like, Metagross versus Machamp, we're still taking neutral damage, so it's not a super great matchup. But he does bail into his own Metagross. And, I knew this was a tricky situation, but I do know I have Togekiss in the back for his Machamp. I do go straight Earthquake, hoping he would think it was a bluff, but it didn't happen. I was trying to come back. He does go for a charge attack. I am going to go ahead and allow it to go through. It is going to be a Meteor Mesh. We actually survive it, which is not good because he's going to be able to farm us down. Cannot go into Togekiss, so I'm going to go into my Magnezone, and okay, he gets off a charge attack. I am going to go ahead and shield it. Probably a Meteor Mesh. It is not. It's an Earthquake, so good shield on my end. I am going to go ahead and charge up enough for 2 Wild Charge. Now, keep in mind, he's down a shield. We have enough for another Wild Charge, which will hit that Machamp really hard. So I am expecting the shield because he wants that Machamp to fight my Magnezone, especially after the double defense debuff. So he does shield. We switch out into Togekiss. He bails into his own Togekiss, and we still have a shield. So this is actually a really good situation for us because we're going to be able to get to Ancient Power. Now, Ancient Power is not enough to knock out at this range, and I was expecting him to get to his own Ancient Power, as he does barely, but he does get to it. Totally fine. I do decide to shield this one up. I could have allowed it to go down and brought in Magnezone and farm down, but I decided to shield because I wanted to get more damage off against Machamp, and I knew Machamp would have to throw. It would have to throw a Rock Slide if it wanted to be Togekiss. That's the only way it could be Togekiss. So I bring in Magnezone, and we're able to get to Mirror Shot and win that game because he doesn't have enough energy. Now, in theory, what I could have done was I didn't have to shield the Togekiss. I could have brought in Magnezone, farmed down that Togekiss, right, and then go for a Wild Charge against Machamp. But I wasn't confident the Wild Charge would be enough to knock out the Machamp. It probably would have. But, this is the way I played it. Either way, it was a game. It was a win. But that was a very bad lead for us. Still able to pull it through. So jumping into the next game, and let's see what happens. We do find an opponent. Going to be Magnezone versus Togekiss. So huge matchup for me. We'll have to see if they switch. They do switch into Shadow Snorlax. So, yeah, I mean, Shadow Snorlax, I decided to stick around for a little bit. Going for a Wild Charge. And this Wild Charge is not going to be shielded, and then I'm going to bail into my Togekiss. I know I'm going to be able to take a Body Slam. It will be doing more damage, but we're definitely going to be able to take it. So Togekiss is going to actually be hit with another Body Slam, but again, we could still take it. So at the end of the day, we still win the lead, and we still have a Magnezone in the back, as well as a Metagross. So we'll have to see what comes in. Probably a Metagross, honestly. Let's see. Let's see what he decides to bring in, if he has a Metagross. He actually brings in his own Togekiss. Can we get to it? We could barely get to an Ancient Power. That's huge. It's not going to honestly do a lot of damage, but it's okay. I mean, adding up, definitely adding up. So I have 2 counters to Togekiss. Going to bring in my Bullet Punch, Bullet Punch Metagross, and when I saw that Rhyperior, I was like, uh-oh, because that Rhyperior has Mud Slap. So we were in a great situation until that Rhyperior came in, because now I have 2 things that are really weak to Mud Slap, and Mud Slap is a strong, fast move. So we're going to go ahead and shield that. Trying to burn his last shield. We do get to a Meteor Mesh, so this should definitely burn his final shield. Okay, we do go ahead and go for it, and then I switch out into my Magnezone, hoping that this Mirror Shot is enough. Mirror Shot is a weak move. If it's enough, we could win. It is not enough. Can we farm down? Can we farm down? Not with Spark. I am going to go ahead and shield this one up. That would have knocked out my Magnezone. And then we're trying to feint him. We're trying to feint him. Oh, we can barely not feint him. And then I bring in my Metagross. And he brings in Togekiss. And Togekiss is able to charm me down. So he actually wins despite a good advantage. We had a good advantage. We were doing well. But that Rhyperior said nope. No way. So good game to my opponent. Whoever you are, if you're watching, great game, man. Well played as well. That Rhyperior definitely brought it back for you. You're probably happy to see that Metagross too, right? But so it's going to be a mirror match, you know? A mirror match, really cool, of Magnezone. Yeah, I think the play here is to just charge up enough for 2 Wild Charge. I usually let them throw first, so he is going to go ahead and throw a Charge attack, and I will let it go through. So it is going to be that Wild Charge. Now he is debuffed, so my Wild Charge is going to do more. However, I do have to shield this. It could be a mirror shot, but I still have to shield it. It is. So I'm going to go ahead and go for my Wild Charge. Now mine is going to do more than his because he was debuffed. So he is actually going to opt to shield. And I do get off another Wild Charge. So is he going to double shield? We'll have to see. He is not. So as you can see, he takes more damage. And, you know, I'm at this point, I figure I can farm down. I do go ahead and shield this one. Going to be a mirror shot, totally fine. So we should be able to win the lead and have a lot of energy. He does have a shield advantage, but we have enough for a Wild Charge. And this Wild Charge, you know how much it does to a Dragonite. It does a lot. So that's not going to be shielded. Can we get to another one? No, we couldn't. I could have possibly clicked on the mirror shot, but I was trying to get to it. Either way, Togekiss can come in and farm down, but in comes Metagross. So my Metagross comes in as well. So this is actually not great. And the reason for that is because he's going to be able to get to Earthquake. And even if I get to it first, he has a shield, so he does hit me with Earthquake. And so I just surrendered that because I wasn't going to win that. So, good game. So, we went 3-2. Okay, we went 3-2 in the first set. And picking up a Snivy at that. So, again, those 2 games we lost, we were actually in a pretty decent position at one point. But then, depending on what's in the back, it just turns the tide of the battle. But that's totally fine. The Snivy is so annoying to catch. So... going up, we still move up, 27.06 at that point. So picking up some nice starter. So we're going to go ahead and jump into another set. I do have 2 sets for you today. And we'll see how this set goes. We will see how this set goes. So waiting to find my opponent. So, okay, we found my opponent, another ranked 9 player. By the way, I did battle a couple ranked 10 players. I don't know if any are in this video. But I did battle them, which is pretty cool. So, going to be my Magnezone vs Dragonite, switching into Snorlax. So, I'm just sticking around. Obviously, we do have to watch out for Superpower as well as Earthquake. Snorlax is definitely going to have one of those moves. So, we do go for the Wild Charge. Not going to be shielded. We go for the bait. Because if that was shielded, I would have went for another Wild Charge. But because it wasn't shielded, I do go for a Mirror Shot. And we do pick up a shield. And I am going to go ahead and shield this one. This is going to be a Body Slam. So, unfortunately, shielding that one. And then I probably make a bad mistake. I don't shield this. I was thinking it was another Body Slam. It was actually a Superpower, and that's easily going to knock me out after the debuffs. So, I should have probably shielded that. But either way, I bring in Metagross. I decide I want to farm him down and farm up a lot of energy with my Metagross. Going to be able to take this Superpower. Oh, it doesn't really do that much, but he actually bails into Dragonite, and I was like, maybe just gave me a window of opportunity to win, because now I could lock him in with my Togekiss. So, let's see, is this going to be Hurricane? It is. I decided not to shield because I was like, well, even if I shield, it's Hurricane, that's good, I guess. But then he brings in Metagross, as you can see now. But unfortunately, I could not get to the Flamethrower to threaten his shield. If I got to the Flamethrower and he shielded, we could have Earthquaked this. And he wouldn't have been able to shield that. So this is definitely not going over well. I am going to go ahead and shield this attack. It is going to be a Medium Mash. So nice bluff. Now, I do have to get to the Earthquake. Can I get to it? Can I get to it before he gets to a Medium Mash? Barely able to get to it. Barely able to get to it. He was probably at a Medium Mash. So we will knock out the Metagross. In comes Snorlax. Can we feint him? Can we feint him? No, we cannot. Lick is just too strong. He survives on 1 HP. So what could I have done different in that game? I don't know. I think I played pretty well. Definitely shielding the Superpower. I thought it was a Body Slam against the Snorlax. We could have won the lead, and that may have made the difference. But it's okay. We learn. This is a new cup, right? So we're still learning. So it is Snorlax versus my Purified Magnezone. So I am going to go ahead and take this Body Slam. And we're just going to go ahead and charge up to double wild charge and throw the wild charge. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I absolutely love Magnezone, guys. I think it's amazing. So it does good damage. Now we're going to throw the mirror shot. If he does not shield and this is a wild charge, it knocks him out. So is he going to shield? Yes, he is. So that's good for us. And now we can go up to another wild charge and get to it. Now, is he going to commit both shields? He might. He might commit the last shield. Nope, going to go down. And Dragonite comes in, and we cannot get to another attack, but that's okay because we have Togekiss. So he switches into his own Togekiss, and we switch into Metagross, and he's going to leave the game. So that was beautiful for us. It's just the way things go. If you win the lead and you have answers in the back, it happens. You know, there's nothing you could do about it. So we have my next opponent, so let's see how she's going to play. Magnezone versus Magnezone, but she's using a Shadow Magnezone, which looks amazing, by the way. I love the way Shadow Magnezone looks. But so keep in mind, she'll take more damage, but she'll be doing more damage. So let's see how this plays out. I decided to throw mine. I was trying to see if she would throw hers first, but I decided to throw mine. And it does a lot of damage. And almost going for another attack, I'm going to go ahead and shield this. Maybe she'll bait, maybe she won't. She does bait, so nice bait on her end. So I am going to go ahead and bait myself, hoping to get a shield. If I don't, this is not going to do much, I don't think. So we do get a shield, okay. So she's going to go ahead and go for a charge attack. Could possibly be another mirror shot, but I'm not going to risk it. It's going to be that wild charge. Probably, I wouldn't, yeah, probably would have knocked us out. Now, I don't know why I went for wild charge. I mean, mirror shot probably would have been enough at that range, but she shields, so that's fine. So I'm out of shields, you know, so I have to take this. So it's going to be a wild charge. She's going to be able to knock me out. And, yeah, then I come in with my Metagross, and I do farm down with Bullet Punch. So let's see if she has an answer. She does. It's going to be Swampert. However, an Earthquake from Metagross does a lot of damage. I tried to catch the Earthquake with my Togekiss. Unfortunately, I was not successful. So she's going to go ahead and go for the Hydro Cannon, probably multiple Hydro Cannons, actually switching into her own Togekiss. So I'm like, okay, this is actually not bad. Can we get to an Ancient Power? Now, I understand why she switched into Togekiss, because she did not want her Togekiss lined up against my Metagross. So that actually makes a lot of sense. We actually get the boost, so that's a little bit unfortunate. That's going to force her to throw her energy. I mean, we're both literally dead, you know? So I bring in my Metagross, and I'm going to go ahead and go straight Earthquake against this Swampert, which does a massive amount of damage. Not enough to knock it out, not quite. And we're actually going to be able to faint down with Bullet Punch. So if she was able to farm me down with Togekiss and throw a Flamethrower at my Metagross, we would have actually lost. So that buff definitely saved us and definitely helped us. But it happens. That's why I still like Ancient Power, guys. Yes, it was nerfed, but it's still a great move. So that's why I still have it on Togekiss. I don't have Aerial Ace. I do like the Ancient Power. Okay, so we have my next opponent. So it's going to be Magnezone versus Gyarados. So huge matchup for me. We do take good damage from Waterfall, but we're doing good damage as well. Switching into Swampert, I'm going to bring in my Togekiss. And I know I could take Hydro Cannon for days. You do have to watch out for the Sludge Wave. I knew this wasn't enough for a Sludge Wave, but obviously Sludge Wave is going to do you know, a good amount of damage to a Togekiss. At this range, it would definitely knock me out. Gonna be another Hydro Cannon. She'll need to get to one more, and I do go for the Ancient Power. I go for the Ancient Power, hoping to pick up a shield, and we do get a shield, and we actually get an attack buff. Because of that attack buff, definitely gonna shield. I probably would have shielded anyway, but we're gonna go ahead and shield this because we're buffed. So of course we're going to shield that. So even on shields, we did win the lead, but unfortunately Metagross comes in, and I'm like, you know what? I could switch out. I decide to just let it go down. We still did a good amount of damage, a good chunk, right? I bring in my own Metagross, and both of my Pokemon are weak to Earthquake, so I do have to watch out. This could be an Earthquake. I am going to shield. We do shield correctly, so I didn't want to risk it. So I'm going to go ahead and go Media Mash, hoping to pick up the shield. Let's see if we're able to do so. We do get the shield. I figured he would shield because he'd want to get to an Earthquake, but then he switches. He could have went for Earthquake against my Metagross, and then maybe probably couldn't have gotten to another Earthquake against my Magnezone. My Magnezone would have knocked out, and then because now we're gonna take an attack. If it's Medium Mesh, we could take it. If it's Earthquake, it's definitely gonna knock us out. It's Earthquake, definitely gonna knock us out. Totally fine, because we bring in Metagross, and all we need is a Medium Mash. He would need an Earthquake, so we're gonna be able to knock out the Metagross with a Medium Mash and take that game. So really well played. So I guess I do understand that switch, but I think that was probably a safe win. I don't know. But either way, good game and really well played to my opponent. So let's jump into another game and see how we do. Yeah, so as you can see, our rating 2706. It's higher now, but at this point in time, this is what it was. Been doing really well in the Premier Cup. So positive lead, Magnezone versus Gyarados. So expecting that Gyarados to switch out. Let's see if they decide to. It looks like they're sticking around. No, they switch. Snorlax, but they allowed me to charge up a lot of energy. So we have back-to-back wild charge attacks already. So I'm going to go ahead and throw one. Let's see if Snorlax shields. It does not. So I'm going to go ahead and go for my Mirror Shot, because if this is a wild charge, it's going to knock out the Snorlax. So they do decide to shield, and we're going to bail, and we do catch this Body Slam. So we're going to be able to take a Body Slam, no doubt about it. So I was hoping to catch like a Superpower, but it was a Body Slam. But here comes another Body Slam. So this Body Slam we could definitely take. And hoping to be able to farm down before another Body Slam comes. I think another one does come through, though. Yeah, another Body Slam comes through, unfortunately. Snorlax is such a good Pokemon. So I am going to go ahead and take it. I don't know. Maybe I should have not taken it. But anyway, I bring in my Magnezone. We are up a shield, losing switch advantage, though. In comes Gyarados. Gyarados against the Magnezone. I mean, Waterfall does do a lot of damage to a Magnezone. So, I mean, I do get it. But I was curious as to why. So I'm going to go ahead and go for my bait, my Mirror Shot, and see if they want to shield it. They do not shield it, but we're able to get to another one. So I'm going to go ahead and go for it. My only thought is like maybe they have a Togekiss in the back, which they don't. They actually have Metagross. So I don't know why they wouldn't bring in Metagross. Like why? Maybe it was a mistake to bring in the Gyarados. I don't really know. I mean, if they brought in Metagross, we would have been resisting Bullet Punch. So maybe that's why. Maybe it wasn't a mistake. But I am going to go ahead and go for the Meteor Mash right now. And this Meteor Mash is going to be shielded. So we do successfully shield bait. And all we have to do is get to an Earthquake. And we're going to be able to knock out this Metagross. So yeah. And we do take that one, so we do go 4-1 in the second set and 3-2 in the first set. So really good. Definitely satisfied with that. Let's see what my rating jumped up to. So as you can see, 4-1. We're going to also pick up a Larvitar, which, hey, I'll take it. Why not? Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.